Hey, you're on.
Well, welcome to VA Palo Alto. This is one of Stanford's teaching hospitals, and a multi-specialty hospital with all the acute specialties, but a major focus on rehabilitation, especially neuro-rehabilitation for injuries of the brain and the spinal cord. As you can see from the skeleton on the table, that houses the spinal cord within the spine, and of course the brain within the skull, and they're surrounded by bone because they're so critical and so fragile by themselves. And so if you have an injury to the brain or the spinal cord, that causes major changes in your life. And unlike nerves in other parts of the body, like your arms and legs, those nerves don't repair very well. So they can leave you with disability if you have an injury to your brain or your spinal cord. Now, those kinds of rehab are in this building. We'll show you a bit of that this afternoon, and allow you to have some hands-on with the kind of assistive technology that's used if you've had a brain injury or a spinal cord injury.
Could you maybe go over what the VA is and how it's organized and what its healthcare role is?
The VA is the nearest thing we have to a national healthcare system in this country for veterans, people who've been in the services at some point, and that may have been in the reserves or the Coast Guard or the other branches of the military. And if you ever served in those services, even if you've left, as long as you had an honorable discharge, you're entitled to VA services. And if you've had a major injury, like a spinal cord injury, you get a lot of comprehensive services for life. And so there are actually 24 spinal units like this around the country, and a number of brain injury rehab places, which are, and often they are associated with polytrauma centers now. Polytrauma meaning multiple injuries, because as you can imagine from the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, if you are hit by an explosive device, you may have a brain injury, you may have limb injuries, you may have burns, and so these multiple injuries are often treated in polytrauma centers. So we have all of those services here in Palo Alto. And just to make that a little bit more real, I wanted to introduce you to Mr. Martinez, who is with us at the moment in the ward, in the spinal injury ward. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, just briefly to introduce him, he had a spinal cord injury in a motorcycle accident last summer, right? Yes. Affecting his neck. And as you can imagine, if you have an injury to the neck, it can damage the spinal cord here, and so the messages from the brain all the way down the spinal cord, which is like the main cable to your body, can't get down there for you to be able to move things, and the messages from the rest of the body can't get up to your brain for you to be able to feel things. So you can have loss of feeling and movement and other automatic functions like how you control your bladder. So there's a lot of need for assistive technology, and Mr. Martinez has some of them, and I was just going to ask him to demonstrate a few of the things he has that he's using for moving around and communicating, and then he'll probably join us for part of the tour, and you can talk to him one-on-one. But just wanted to introduce you, Mr. Martinez, and ask if you could just show us some of the stuff you're doing with the assistive technology you have.
Definitely. Well, like you were saying, so my level of injury is a C4, and so exactly like you said, so basically C5 and below, I lost the function, those capabilities of the functions. So I also lost bowel care movement control and bladder control, so certain things need to happen to make that happen. Yeah, so, and also my hands are like this because of my injury. I can open them like this, and that's about it. Now, that's why I need all these assistive things. So my chair just has a nice little convenient little gear mover right here. And actually, so if you guys are sitting in a chair, you're going to get pressure on your bottom. And so in order for me to relieve that pressure, to avoid getting what's called a sore, an open sore right there, I can just go to the filters right here, and then I can just lean back, just press it, excuse me, and it'll lean back to like a preset angle. I'll just let it roll right there. And basically the chair on my screen right here, you will have multiple different functions. Anyways, I'm gonna stop right there. So yeah, so it'll go back and I'll hang out in that what's called the pressure relief position for 2 minutes what's prescribed to get rid of pressure. And then let's change the function. So like I said, it has specific controls. Wait till it's done. Okay. So now I could just switch it over to, let's say, my foot. Then I can press it out like this. This comes in handy if I'm trying to, it's like those legs under the table. If I'm trying to get under a table, I'll lift it up and I'll be able to scoot closer in there, or whatever reason I haven't found out yet. I'm a fairly new injury, so that can happen. Let's see, I'll show you another one that Dr. Creasy walked in on me on. So, go to another function. And then if I want to get eye to eye with the person, I suppose, then you can also press forward and the seat will come up. I've never seen how high the seat can go, so let's find out.
So are you considered a quadriplegic at your level?
Quadriplegic,
okay.
yes.
Could you give us an idea? I know you didn't pay for the chair, but could you give us an idea how much it would?
Low 20s.
Low 20?
Yeah. My car is $15,000. This chair is thinking $20,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess this is how high the chair goes. More of an eye to eye with the shorter person, I guess. But yeah, and then you can still do the other, like that lean back. You can still do it this position and whatnot. I'll go back down. And then you can even drive if you wanted to in this position, but there's a little turtle here. So that probably means I'm going to go real slow for safety purposes. Oh, well, let's see. Lean back, different, that. And I got 2 gears on. I just graduated to the fast gear.
All right.
No course required. Yeah, that's basically all the chair does. And then over here I have my cell phone. And because of my newly acquired hand functions, I can't just, pick up my phone and use it like a normal person would be able to use it. So the, what do you call it, Judy's position?
She's an assistive technology,
Yeah, assistive technology
therapist here.
Right. Great to have one of those therapists around. She, I got this little stylus we could throw in your splint right here. So I got the stylus, and all it is just sitting on the splint. It wraps around my hand. And, well, I can't show you because my phone's off right now. So, you just press the button here, Doc. Yeah. So now I can use the stylus like my finger. I mean, if you want to text a paragraph to your friend or whatnot, it's going to take a while. So what she showed me was, are you guys familiar with OK Google on Android? So yeah, I don't like Apple, by the way. So yeah, this OK Google does a lot of things. Like it could do anything from say OK Google, so it wakes it up. The dang thing heard me. Be quiet.
So it's a voice recognition system.
Right? Yeah, and so you say call mom, or you can say
this internet connection isn't strong enough at the moment.
thanks. Or you can say read text messages if you have a new text message, send text messages, all kinds of things. And so I need all kinds of as much help as I can get basically. I don't have it right now. I usually have an earpiece, a Bluetooth, and it just talks to Google for me. On my bed, the other system of technologies I have, it's what's called an ECU, Environmental Control Unit, I think is the acronym. And I can talk to the thing, controls my TV, my bed, and I can call a nurse through that. And yeah, that's pretty much it so far. And
Well, thank you.
yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, no
And I see you have a little water bottle behind you,
Yeah,
right?
Okay, what's that one? Is that the one with that black straw?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yep. Yep, works like a straw. Yep. There's nothing in this one. But they got me that, the therapist got me that because thanks to my hands I can't just, grab a water bottle and, drink out of it. So that thing can be set up to where it's, facing the right direction. I'll just take a sip whenever I need to. Real convenient. Yeah, that's
Good. And today, he may be having something a little different to eat and drink because it's his birthday. So I think we should sing to him.
Right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Martinez. Happy birthday to you. So he'll be joining us on the tour, and you can talk to him individually if you have other questions you'd like to discuss with him. But we have a lot of other things for you to see down the road, and so if you'd like to follow us down the hallway, we can show you some of the other stuff the therapists still working with.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Glad you made it. No, you can do it now. I'll pull out the pen.
Okay.
All right.
Best to take your
Let's-
bags and coats with you.
I'm glad everybody made it. I was worried. Do it quick. Let's follow them and sign in when we get over there.
We can walk and talk. Let's do it.
Okay, excellent. Howdy. Yeah, those are patient rooms on right
Yeah.
here.
Like 6 beds too, right? A big, huge room.
Yeah, looks like 4. Everybody gets a window.
This is a lot nicer than the VA in Idaho.
Well, this is one of the premier facilities in the VA system in terms of facilities and resources and doctors, and they also use. There's a lot of interns who are from Stanford. They spend time here. Yeah. I used to work across the street here at a rehab R&D center, so all this stuff is pretty familiar to me.
This was sort of like the intermediate stuff that like the courage that you need to do. Yeah, so it was very
Do you have any problems finding the place? All right.
I actually got serious. I really, I don't do it. Yeah. I prefer to actually shower before bed and sleep on the bike. I like it.
If I remember all this stuff.
I was with this like early social yeah. And then it wasn't in the short thing. So this was a change.
I know her, but I forgot her name. Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Got my class here. What's the news of the world?
The news of the world. I'm actually just got my mind on my 112 assignment, which is also due tomorrow.
Okay.
Crawler guy who's
112?
yeah, and he's
Yeah,
someone
Paul.
that can
Paul's
manage.
my office mate.
Oh, great. Yeah. It's been coming along fine, but we've hit the occasional hiccup. And that,
Yeah, well, that's how you learn.
yeah.
So, like in, it's in another room.
This facility is a lot more expansive, and
Yeah, well, this is all one level here, and they're going to redo all this, the spinal cord injury. So we're walking from one end to the other, basically.
So in a case like that, who actually ends up paying for the chair? Is
VA,
VA
taxpayers.
Gotcha.
And they'll even, I didn't ask him, but if he wants to get back to driving, he can buy the car and the VA will pay for modifying it. So
Oh, wow.
these are the things we're going to see later. If it wasn't raining, we'd be outside.
I've been amazing.
So these are hand-powered bikes and chairs, and actually my colleague made one of the first ones. Keep on going. Wait. Hey Debbie, good to see you. It looks like we won't be doing the outside stuff.
No,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
It's a
okay.
lot more
I'll invite him
challenging.
back next year. Okay.
Oh, yeah, let me.
Get through here. Thank you, thank you.
All right, is everyone in? Feel free to come on in. We can leave the doors open if you want. I'm going to ask everyone not to take pictures at this point in time.
That includes video too, right?
That includes video. And of course,